This week on the Real Housewives of Potomac premiere.
Happy.
I mean, come on,
They're
guys. Like, we can
thriving. Their academics are good. They are on traveling basketball teams. My kids are protected, and for you to sit there and say that they're not is up. Both of you.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 1, The Real Housewives of Potomac. Back, I'm so happy because this is my favorite show out of the franchise. So let's get right into this, you guys. Let's talk about this first episode. Alright, so the episode begins with a reenactment of Karen Huger the night of March 14th, 11 p.m., in which Karen was behind the wheel and was driving recklessly, crashed into a tree. The police came and she was taken into custody over a DUI. Wow. So the season actually begins 1 month after those events. By the way, they upgraded the graphics of the show and they look amazing. So the first one that we see is the alleged word on the street, Gizelle. She's on the phone with Ashley, and Gizelle, she's on her way to go pick Karen up. But both Ashley and Gizelle are shocked by all of this: the drunk driving, the DUI, the DWI, the suspended license, just all of it. It was all horrible. The ladies share their thoughts through the confessionals as well. They're all happy that she's okay, but it's a dangerous situation for her to have been in, not just for herself, but for society. So Gizelle picks up Karen, and there seem to be some deer on the roads roaming the streets of Potomac. But anyway, they go to eat at a local diner. Gizelle tells Karen that she was really shocked at the fact that something bad could have happened to her. Like, she was honestly concerned. And it also surprised her because in her mind, Karen doesn't do stupid stuff. I mean, she's the grand dame. She's 60 years old. It was uncharacteristic of Karen, of the Karen that she knows for sure. Of course, Karen says that it's a legal matter and that the truth will come out someday. Gizelle says, "Oh, so are you going to court?" And Karen says, "Well, you'll have to find out when that comes out." Really? Really, Karen? Gizelle also asks how is Ray doing over all of this, and Karen's answer seemed to suggest that there might be a little bit of just a little conflict over this whole thing. She's definitely going through a lot of emotions. She brings up the grief of losing her parents and just so many events happening so fast. Just a lot. I'm sure that she's really going through it behind the scenes. Also, I guess Karen must go to this diner a lot because the waiter is giving her free donuts, and he tells Gizelle, "Oh, by the way, she has never ordered a drink here." And then Gizelle says, "You don't serve alcohol here, sir." Oh my gosh. Who told the waiter to say that? Who said that? Okay, anyway. Giselle's planning a lunch for everyone, and all the ladies are gonna be there. And then Karen and Gizelle, it was a pretty funny moment. They started being shady when they started talking about Mia and Ink and about his height. So then the next scene was nice. It was Mia Gordon and their kids grabbing some ice cream, going to the park. I'm glad for the kids. I'm glad that they still have that family structure, like a mom and a dad, because they're still in a pretty young, impressionable age. Gordon happened to move to the same apartment complex as Mia, but he's still upset. G is still upset. He knows that he did things wrong in the marriage, but he feels like Mia went to jump into someone else's arms as soon as they got separated. But that got me a little confused because didn't G know about Mia having this side piece? I don't know. But there's still a lot of drama. G doesn't really want Ink to be a parent and in any fashion to the kids. Like, he definitely doesn't want him to be doing things like, for example, taking Jeremiah to go get a haircut or things like that, which is totally understandable. But then Mia, y'all, it wasn't even 15 minutes in and Mia's already dropping bombs. She tells Gordon that Ink wants to get a paternity test. Because y'all remember there was that whole discussion about this last season. So Gordon doesn't really want that paternity test to happen. But Mia is insisting that they should get it. So it's messy. Alright, so then we see Ashley Darby. Ashley has been focusing on dating lately. And in this particular scene, she's with her attorney because she's ready to move on. So that means she needs to finalize her divorce for real. So she's talking to her attorney about that. Then we see Wendy. So she is resigning from teaching that one class online that she was teaching. So she starts this scene talking about her degrees again, which I'm all here for that. I've never had a problem with Wendy talking about her degrees because she worked hard for that PhD. It's not easy, y'all. Staying up late, writing essays, thesis. It's a lot. So she can brag about that till the day she dies. I'm not mad at her. Then she pretends she writes some pretend email about her sending to the school talking about she resigning. We all know that's not real because she did not resign via email. Come on now. But she does tell Eddie that she still needs to tell her mom, which is probably not going to be easy because her mom really liked her being a professor. The next scene is Karen and with her friend Vivian and then the new housewife Stacey. So Stacey worked for a QVC. She lived in Philly for a while, but she's now back in Potomac. She seems lovely, so they're dress shopping, and then they talk about this super bizarre video invitation that Gizelle made for this party that she's throwing for Karen. Gizelle is something else, but it's really funny when she lets this cookie side come out of her. So anyway, Stacey is trying on dresses, and then the grand dame asks Stacey, where is her wedding ring? Well, turns out that she is separated from her husband. They've been married for 16 years, and they have an 8-year-old daughter, but she says that her moving here is actually a big part of the separation. I was like, wow, okay, I'm interested in this story. She couldn't show a picture of him. They had to blur it out, and she couldn't say his name. She just referred to him as a German guy. So she was married to a white German guy. Stacey seems to have great energy in this scene. But the producers definitely made her ask Karen if it was okay that she was drinking alcohol, and she wasn't, which was kind of awkward. Karen was just like, yeah. Okay, so then it is time for the party that Gizelle is throwing for Karen. She ended up inviting Wendy because she says that she has more empathy since her father passed. And I do believe her. They will be making up during this season, and I think they probably actually might end up being friends. But in this first episode, they're still a little not in a good place. But she did invite her. Jacqueline is there, Mia's friend, and Mia brings another friend of hers named Jassy. I thought that Jacqueline looked amazing, and Wendy, she is just the best dressed out of the show. I think they all brought it. They all brought it for sure. So Mia's friend Jassy also looks like a super cool person. I love her energy. She was being super nice to everyone. She just bought a new house, and she's married to a Kansas City Chief player. That is so cool because the Chiefs are Super Bowl champions, and that is that's gonna be really interesting for to see her on the show. Then Jacqueline was being messy. She tells the ladies that Karen called her drunk the other day. Being messy for sure. Karen then makes her grand entrance. Gizelle was being a bit shady. She named a non-alcoholic drink the Grand Dame. Apparently the theme of the party was hats, so Gizelle gave all of them hats. Then they addressed the elephant in the room, Karen's DUI. So Karen says, does anybody have any questions? It kind of reminded us of that, kind of reminded me of that press conference dinner that she gave when Ray was going through that lawsuit. So Jacqueline says, I'm just happy you're not hurt and that you didn't kill someone. Stacey says, who are we to judge? And then Karen says that what she wants to know is who is a real friend of hers and who is a real Karen Huger soldier because she doesn't want fake bees around her. So every time that Gizelle would give a woman a hat, they would talk about what's going on with them. So Ashley says that she is planning some stuff with GNA. They're calling it GNA Fusion. God knows what that is. Mia then talks about her radio personality boyfriend. And then you got Gizelle asking, have you shared him with Jacqueline yet? Oh my gosh. She says no. Mia says that she's very happy with Iyke though. And actually says that Gordon is leaning on both her and Iyke. For example, she says that one time, both Mia and Iyke were doing Gordon's laundry for him. I was wondering, is this like a throuple situation? Jacqueline says that she's very happy for Mia because when she was with G, it was mainly a business partnership. And Karen says, well, it's got to be more than that, Mia. I mean, you gave birth. That's more than just business. Karen says that what really bothered her, she's just being honest, is that Mia basically involve her children into the mess by bringing the paternity of the child, by bringing this whole situation, what the kids knew or didn't know about the side piece. And then Gizelle says, I agree. I don't think you protected your kids at all costs like you should have. So that really triggered me, you guys. So she got very emotional over that, and she says, I am protecting the kids. I left the marriage that was abusive. She was really bothered by that. Wendy actually stuck up for Mia and said, that's a little heavy for y'all, like, yeah, coming from mothers. And then Mia says that it's effed up for both Karen and Gizelle to say that. She gets up and leaves crying to the restroom, and that's where the episode ends. Alright, so here are my thoughts. It was a good episode. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was a great. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I love Potomac. It's one of my favorites. Glad to see the ladies. I'm gonna be a little honest. I did miss Candiace and even Robyn a little bit. Um, I just we're so used to both of them being on the show that I definitely felt their absence. I'm sure some people probably didn't even notice that they weren't here, but I definitely did miss Candiace. I'm glad that she's living her best life being pregnant right now. Um, like I said, Stacey looks like a fun person. Okay, but let's get right into it with Karen. Listen, y'all, I love Karen Huger. She's probably one of my top 3 housewives of all time, along with Nene Leakes and Phaedra. It's probably Karen after that. But I'm sorry, as much as I love her, I cannot give her a pass this season because she is taking absolutely no accountability from what we've seen this so far. I understand she's saying that it's a legal issue, this and that. Okay, that might be true, but that doesn't change the facts that she was inebriated, got into a car, and crashed. And for her to be dismissing it so flippantly, like if it was nothing, really doesn't sit well with me. For example, you got Shannon Bedore on the OC, who actually has taken a lot of accountability, but Karen seems to be taking none. And it really bothered me when they were here at the dinner, and she says, "I want to know who is Karen Huger soldier because I don't want no fake bees around." I know a lot of people might have thought, yes, Karen, the queen. I didn't see it like that. I saw it as her saying that she wants a bunch of yes people around her. And I'm sorry, if you're my friend, I'm a ride or die for you, but I'm not gonna tell you that it's okay for you to get on a car drunk where you could kill yourself or much worse, kill an innocent family. That's what I hate the most about these drunk drivers. That most of the time, the people that actually end up dying are people that are innocent. The ones that aren't drunk. None of them should die because none. I just wish none of this would happen. But the one that was in control here was Karen because she chose to get on that car. And I know that she must have been going through a lot of emotions, and she brought up the passing of her parents. But what if, because of her stupid mistake, someone else's parents were lost because of that? So I know it's kind of like, extreme to think about, but this is what happens when people do these things. So as much as I love Karen, I just can't. I can't ignore what she did. She needs to take accountability. We don't have to judge her for it or condemn her. Absolutely not. But she has to absolutely take accountability for what she did. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this first episode of Potomac. What were your thoughts about the whole thing? Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.